Hey, good morning, Jerrod. This is going to be a quick demo video for you for the Starkiller that you bought from me yesterday. I've still got to put some fonts on here for you, but you just had a baby, so congratulations to you guys. No hurry on the fonts. You only live a few hours away from me, so I'll just hang on to this until it's a convenient time for you. And then when you send me your fonts, I'll put them on here for you, and then I'll get this shipped out. All right, but in the meantime, this has one font on it to demo. And there it is. This is my first RTS saber, or my ready to ship saber that I've done. I've tried to make a commitment to do 2 of these a month just to give myself some creative freedom and to work on some sabers that don't have, all the stipulations that come with working on other people's custom things, right? So I just want to do something that I wanted to do and then put them up for sale. This is an SKIG from 7 Chambers, so Starkiller / in-game. This is supposed to be the most accurate SK that there is out there, although after I'm done with it, it's not accurate at all. But I went through and etched the handle, as you can see there. I etched that thing and then came through. I did etch the upper shroud as well. And you can see the etching there. I did swap out the black switch that was up here, the black button, and I put this old Graflex 2.0 fake glass eye up here. Number one, I didn't have the button when I bought this saber, so there was that, and then I thought that was cool the way it looked up there. So that's what we did there. That doesn't come out, by the way. That's adhesed on, so that's for aesthetics. I did heat stain the steel emitter, so that I did that with a torch. This has a stock V3 NPXL in it. I'll light all this up for you here in a second. I did go through, I replaced the single rod running down the middle with a brass rod that was machined from, this was machined by Phil Guinness over at Caluminium Custom Sabers. I've got a real quartz crystal down here. I decided to make that a little bit smaller and not raise up so much because I had a lot of stuff going on in the crystal chamber. So you've got a 10 pixel PCB in the back of that chamber rod right there that will light up here in a second. It's having a little bit of trouble zooming in, but you can kind of see it right there. All right, so that does some different things. Custom designed that little chamber piece, and then I printed it out in resin, and then painted it and everything so it would hold that and you wouldn't see any wires. All right, 2 buttons set up, so your activation is up here, your auxiliary is down here. Your blade retention will be the screw that's holding your bunny ears on. So that's what we did there. All right, normally it would have been this guy, but for here it will be that screw right there. All right, and then how to get to everything is just want to unscrew the handle. All right, so we'll unscrew this guy. This is a very cram-fu job. A classic example of putting about 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag is what I like to call this particular saber, but this is the most I've ever put into this saber. So of course you got your Proffie board here. When it comes to you, it will be like it is now, held in with some E6000. It will need to be popped up in order to get to your SD card. And your also your micro USB. That's something I couldn't get around with this guy. Not a whole lot of room in this saber to do stuff. There we go. And I wanted to put an OLED screen in here. So there's an OLED screen right there. You've got a 5 pixel accent strip right behind these holes. You have another 5 pixel accent strip right behind these holes. And of course you got a removable battery here. So very difficult to try to hide all the wires from the battery compartment, but I did. So it looks nice and clean. 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker back here. And that's what you've got. All right, this chassis is printed with a marble PLA that you'll be able to see a lot better in person. But it says Starkiller over here in Arabic. It does say Solo Sabers over here for me. If you can see that right there. And yeah, that's what you've got. That is your chassis retention screw is right here. You can kind of see it right there, although you'll never have to use that. All right, so let's throw a battery in. Each sound font will have 8 blade styles. So your first blade style will be your blade. Your second blade style will be your actual single neopixel accent for your quartz crystal. The next 3 blade styles will be for this 10 pixel clamp card in the back here. I broke it down into There's 10 pixels. The first blade style, the first in the series is the upper 3 pixels. The next in the series is the middle 4 pixels, and then the next in the series is the bottom 3 pixels. I did sub blades for that, so that's what you've got there. Then the very next 3 set of sub blades will be for your 5 pixel LEDs here. They are both wired in line with each other, so they do the same thing. But we went like the first sub blade is the 1 pixel here. The next subblade is the 3 pixels in the middle, and then the last subblade is the very last pixel on the end. So that's how that goes in order, in case you ever make any changes and you need to know what's going on. All right. When putting a battery in this guy, kind of cradle the chassis with your hand like this. Don't just go taking the battery and slamming it in. Just cradle it in your hand like this. We'll take our battery, throw it in. And then you could see the chassis first, all the blinkies going on there. And then, of course, in the crystal chamber itself. So your crystal's doing something different, then your clamp card's doing something different, your chassis is doing something different. But everything is on a timer. All right, so if we were to hold on here for a second, you'll notice how everything will time out, just like that, so it doesn't kill your battery. All right. And when we turn it on, your OLED screen's working good. Everything does a little something different. Something different. Turn that off. I had a guy recently who I did a chassis for, and I put some LEDs in the chassis, and he was a little upset when he got it, even after watching my demo video and saying everything was fine and not asking for anything in particular with the LEDs. He got upset because when he got it, the LEDs didn't match the blade. I do that on purpose, okay? I take the time to put all these sub blades in so that you can have the LEDs doing something different. That's part of, you know, the enjoyment of having all the blinkies. Unless you come out and you specifically say, do this with the LEDs, and of course I would do that. But when it's open to interpretation, I typically will do some different colors so that you can see different things are going on. But anyway, we can screw the handle on. Screws all the way down. Come over here and hit power. Your stock lighting up like it should there, right? Auxiliary. Blade lock up. And then you got twist off. So we'll go ahead and throw a blade in here. I'm going to put a little bit longer of a test blade in. I think this is a little over 2 foot, just so that I can show you, you know, that it's lighting all the way up. So we'll loosen up our bunny ears. Go ahead and throw our blade in, and then we'll tighten our bunny ears back down. You can tighten them all the way down so the bunny ears are nice and secure, and your blade is secure. Good flash on flash. Blade lock up is holding down the aux and hitting the saber. You'll see that in your blade, but you'll see that in your crystal chamber as well. And if you have the handle off, you'd see it in your chassis. All right. A little tricky to do, but there we go. In your blade, chassis, or your crystal chamber. Sound fonts, or your soundtrack rather, is a long press on the power. This has the Order 66 soundtrack on this particular font because it didn't come with a soundtrack at all. And the same thing to turn it off. Long press. One more time. I believe this is the Jedi Killer from Lord Blako. It comes with its own blade style, so I had it put in here. and I'll replace it with whatever you send me. If it wants to focus. Just like that. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll take this blade out of here. Very easy to do, and then we'll tighten the bunny ears back up and go over taking the battery out. There was absolutely nowhere to put a kill switch on this guy because I just crammed it packed full of everything else. All right, so when we're done, we'll come over here and take the handle off. Come from the positive side of your battery, which is over here by your speaker, and you can pop it out just like that. All right, and that, sir, is your SKIG, or how I named it on my post, the Royale with Cheese. Thank you for purchasing it. I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll put those sound fonts on whenever it's convenient and get this sent out in the mail to you. And you guys, congratulations on your baby, and have a happy new year. Thanks.